Yo, this is your boy, the Omega. Oh, yo, this is your boy, the Omega Katana, and even though it's like it's been the last episode of the podcast before I had to fast for Ramadan, but instead of being happy, it's going to be a somber one. But instead of being all sad and depressing, it's fast and depressing. Sorry about that. It's just like I'm on my YouTube page, and yeah, it's echoing whatnot. But instead of being happy, instead we got grief and sadness. But instead of being all dark and gritty and moody, instead let's exploit hope out of this situation. If you know what I mean, like celebrate the man's achievements. How you got into Berserk as a whole? How do you feel about his death? But
Dude,
let me
I
just
got into Berserk by the 1997 anime. That was, I mean, I remember going into an FYE one time, noticed something, was looking for some anime to watch, possibly mecha, possibly sci-fi, but then I noticed Berserk, and it's black and red and cover art, and I was like, dude, this looks like a fucking heavy metal album cover from here to Judas Priest's Painkiller.
Yup, it looks pretty rad, man. That reminds me, I got into the Berserk series thanks to the anime by going on YouTube and checking up on clips and watching them, and it was like gritty to the point I was like a bit scared because I was suspecting Berserk to be a horror anime, believe it or not.
Well, it
Kinda
does have
is a
horror
couple
elements,
ways.
but it's more dark fantasy than anything. Think Dark Souls before Dark Souls was Dark Souls.
Exactly, and thanks to that, I started to read the manga when I used to live in Cleveland, and they had a bunch of volumes there. I just read the whole volumes up to like the Fantasian arc, the arcs that passed like the Golden Age arc, and I had a blast with those too.
Dude, I've heard many good things about the Millennium Falcon arc. Hell, we even had a PS2 game based around the Millennium Falcon arc that never came to America.
Yeah.
Which is basically a mortal sin because that game was fucking awesome. Way more awesome than the Dynasty Warriors Berserk game we got.
Oh, that one was kind of trash compared to like the whole like actual Berserk game on the PS2. We got a one on the Dreamcast, which I saw some footage and it looked fun.
Yeah, I'd say the Dreamcast Berserk was kind of a prototype for how the PS2 Berserk game was going to go down.
Yeah, me, I came very, very late to Berserk on my end. I think I started it around 2 years ago, maybe 3. I
That's
got
okay,
like
dude.
halfway into the Golden Age arc before I decided to take a break. And, well, me being a nerd of interests all over the place, it's a little hard to keep track. So I need to go back and continue.
I don't blame you, dude.
I really want to get the deluxe hardcover books, so that way I have more of the volumes on my shelf as opposed to having the individual ones taking up the whole shelf.
Are just sex.
Yeah. So yeah, it makes getting the story easier on my shelf and wallet. But yeah, I had heard of Berserk. I'd seen a review there, an AMV video here, and for the longest time, I was not sure if I wanted to.
Something really, really awesome about Berserk. The heavy metal AMVs. I'm talking Man of War, Iced Earth.
Dude, just put them in the chat, please. Put them in the chat. Like, put them in the chat because I'm interested in seeing those. Like, put in a private chat and something like that.
But
bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go on YouTube, you look up all the Forces song remixes. It's like good stuff. But yeah, I for the longest time I wasn't sure if I wanted to get into it because it's like all the grisly imagery, the horror that happens, the fucking eclipse, which
Yup.
makes the Red Wedding look like preschool,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
And but so yeah, and also I kind of have a bit of a predilection for being hesitant to get into a franchise if it's not finished yet in any considerable respect. But eventually I bit the Dragon Slayer sword on the end, if you will, and decided, you know what the hell, let me for once see how it is, see what all the fuss is about. Maybe I'll like it. And while it does have elements that do make me go, yeesh, I don't want to suffer that and wish that kind of pain on anyone, because let's be honest, there's a lot of grisly stuff that happens there. I came out surprisingly liking Berserk more than I thought I would.
Yep, same here, dude. It's like I was surprised. Like, this is pretty good. Like, I love the characters, the interactions, and you know what's heartbreaking the most was the eclipse of the 1997
Oh
series.
yeah, the eclipse.
That was
also
that was
the original, the OG
the fresh.
Red Wedding.
Yeah. I never grew up with the original anime. I only watched one of the Golden Age arcs, and I did not watch that god awful newer anime.
Same here. I tried watching an episode and I felt
less said about the CG Berserk.
Agreed.
Berserk anime, the better we are for it. Good God, that was just awful.
Yeah, so I opted primarily to go just with the manga because I figured hopefully in vain Miura would finish it eventually, but of course, again, I hate hindsight, and of course, I had pretty much written off the chances of a full series anime coming out anytime soon. So I figured just stick with the manga, and I'll get more out of it, which I did. And Black Swordsman arc, the Count, the Slug Baron arc, and and then of course the first half of the Golden Age arc, and being like, yeah, I like this. I understand why people. I understand finally why people like it, and I find the story and characters. It's like you come into Berserk thinking it's going to be nihilistic as hell. Pain, suffering, life is pointless, but it's really not. I mean, when you think about it, Guts is basically the man's a Chad. He just soldiers on regardless, and is like,
it's basically one man's big fat middle finger to all the black pill dipshits in the world.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Like, yeah, life is pain, but I'm not going to sit around and mope all day and be consumed by it.
Yeah, because let me tell you, people, that it's like what Black Mad Matt said. It's like basically it's like giving the middle finger to all the dark and gritty edginess. It's not there to be edgy. It is actually part of the setting, how gritty and miserable it is, and the theme is there's hope in every situation, despite all the grim and the sadness.
In a way, it's a contradiction.
If you ask me, Berserk is to dark fantasy what Xenogears and Armor Trooper Votoms are to Mecha.
Yeah.
Incredibly epic as fuck, and a giant middle finger to all the black pill dipshits.
Yeah, can't
That's
disagree.
why they're the greatest. That's why they're the greatest animes in my book.
Yeah, there's a video that Micah Curtis did years ago. He did a eulogy for Kentaro.
Oh, dude, Micah Curtis is a really cool dude.
Yeah,
who's Micah Curtis?
He did a
eulogy. The guy that did Devilman and whatnot as well.
Yeah,
you need to check out his channel.
Did. He did a Things I Love video for Berserk. He mentioned it, and I went back and watched it, and he lists all the reasons why he likes it and all that, and I gotta agree with much of what he said.
Yeah, Micah Curtis is a cool dude.
Met him or just
Yeah,
like
I'll
watching his
put it-
videos?
I'll put
Yeah,
it.
I
I
definitely love
in the
watching his Micah and the Hat Man podcast.
Yeah.
Especially that, and he also has really good taste in anime, especially if we're talking mecha.
Mecha, Go Nagai, and whatnot, dude.
Hell yeah, dude!
yeah, the man is a Go Nagai fanboy, and it's not hard to see why.
Well, of course. I mean, it's really easy to see the Go to Guy is basically to anime and manga what Lemmy is to metal. God.
Mm-hmm. And
Exactly.
so yeah, I'm itching to get back into finishing, the Golden Age arc and getting further into it.
You
I
should,
hear
but the eclipse breaks your heart, rips
Yeah.
out your heart, and stomps on it 5 times over, and then stabs it, and then
people
puts it
wanna-
back in your body.
And people
And you know
wanna
what?
say that
Gun tank. Hey, sorry about that. So, RX
Yo,
gun
Gun
tank.
Tank, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? Good vibes. It's time to bring the good vibes. And yes, Go Nagai is what Black Sabbath is to metal. Which people in my country in the U.S. don't understand how important Go Nagai is. He probably influenced Kentaro Miura as well.
so I do look forward to getting to the Lost Children and Millennium Falcon arc, but even though I haven't gotten to it, I have to say my favorite panel is the one where he's taking the Dragon Slayer sword and he's riding atop the back of Nosferatu Zod, and he slices that.
He's a badass and whatnot.
Yeah, and he kills the villain in that one, Grishna or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And it's just I mean, come on, it says it all. He's killing a monster while riding atop the Nosferatu,
Yeah.
and it's just
like a fucking Chad.
and
Exactly.
of course the art just speaks for itself.
Yeah. Exactly, like it's insane, bro. Like the artwork, just take a look at the freaking artwork. Like it's amazing. Like how can one dude did all that?
And
One
people
who
wanna-
is very, very passionate.
Yes.
And people want to say anime is trash. Bitch! Cal Arts is trash.
Yeah, because basically Berserk is the best moment in fiction. Because why? Because it had amazing characters. The death and suffering isn't for Edge. The whole character struggle. Some even die.
The art is
The
pretty
music
much
in that
Mobius
series
level.
is amazing.
And
And
large
the 97 anime, believe it or not, is made of a budget. It's not an expensive series like you see in Utabo's Fate. No, you're seeing it from like a budget point of view. Like it's on a small budget with a no-name director and crew. And back in the day when it was dubbed, we got some New York actors who weren't known then. This was before Sonic X. This was the 4Kids dub cast that actually dubbed Berserk. Believe it or not. And Knuckles voiced Guts. Seriously,
Yeah.
Knuckles voiced Guts.
Weird that four kids voice actors are actually passionate about Berserk.
Exactly, it shows in the bloopers too. They actually use those bloopers
yeah,
to
the bloopers are the best part, man.
Yeah.
It says a lot when even Funimation couldn't even get the old actors for the 2016 one and just used their bog standard cast as
Of course, it's
Exactly.
Funimation. It's
cheap. That's disrespectful. Viz Media, when they did the movies, they hired the cast and crew of the 97 dub back. Why they can't do that with New York actors? Except Sean Schimmel. But why you can't get like
Chanel.
Yeah.
Credit to Sabat and Shumel as far as their acting goes, as rotten as I feel they are. After a while, you get tired of hearing them. It's like, yep, it's them again. Haven't heard them before.
Yep. That's why most people don't like the whole voice actors. Now, like, I know heard people get tired of Johnny Young Botch and Bryce Papenbrook and Yori Longuaithai in every single English dub. I remember those times. Now I miss those guys, but Funimation works on their own sets of characters. Now they're in California as well, but I wish they hired the old cast back.
Johnny
Like-
Botch is
Yeah,
recognizable,
Mark Dryson
but
is-
he
yeah, Mark
can. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah. Yeah, no, go ahead. You're
Johnny Bosch. He's one of those ones where it's like, yeah, he's recognizable, but he also surprisingly has good range. I mean, compare him to to a more bog standard character like Ichigo, but then look at what he does with Lelouch and Code Geass. It's like, how is this even the same guy?
Yeah. Yeah, Johnny Young Bosch has great range. He can play whimpering soy boy one moment and total badass Chad the next.
Yeah, in frickin' Kill la Kill, he played one of the villains in that, and I was at first I was like, is that him? I can't tell. Then I saw the cast listing. I was like, oh, it was him. And I also find it funny how he ended up becoming the Byakuya character in Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Funny how that worked.
Johnny was also great as Nero in Devil May Cry.
Exactly. He's a great hero. Like, he's a great voice actor too. And I heard he's a pretty okay dude. But he can get his moments, but I heard he's a pretty okay dude.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody's perfect, you know.
Yeah. I'll show you in the private chat about the best moment of Berserk episode 1.
By all means.
Yeah, I already listed off my heavy metal Berserk AMVs right here, so
yeah, and a great zero from Mega Man X. Exactly, dude. Johnny Young Botch and Lucas Gibson are great voice actors for Zero. Believe it or not. Dude, it's like...
You're a dead man. Do you know who we are?
God, I love this. God, I love this part.
Yeah, dude, you should mute it so I don't get copyright striked.
Oops. Sorry.
But dude, that was an amazing scene. I was scared like that little girl when I first saw it. Yes, I was being a little pussy, sorry about my French, but I was like nervous. Like I said before, it was but till I saw those guys get killed and one guy got chopped into pieces, I was like, damn, man. I was like, this is the anime for me, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you for pussing out, dude. It's a natural part of what makes Berserk so fucking badass as fuck.
Yeah. Game of Thrones will never ever do that.
Dude, Game of Thrones wishes it was Berserk, man. George R.R. Martin on his best day ever wishes he was Kentaro Miura on his worst day ever.
He wishes he was Tolkien too.
Yup.
Oh yeah, that too.
To quote Dishonored Wolf, Tolkien would rape him and love it.
Yeah, rape him and love it. Game of Thrones is trash. Mainstream trash, dude. Mainstream trash. I tried watching Game of Thrones with my sisters. I was bored as hell. No character was likable. Everyone's an asshole. Everyone wants to backstab each other. The world's basically cynical because it's cynical. Dude,
also,
not with the cynical crap, man.
The fucking soy.
I just watched
prototypical beta cock.
I just finished watching the clip, and I feel like it's PG-13 compared to the manga.
Yup.
Oh yeah.
The manga's way worse, dude. But none of the Game of Thrones characters will probably last long with an apostle.
Oh no, they won't. Especially not Jon Snow.
The count, dude.
Bitch.
The snake count, and he's the first apostle. He will, and if he was in the Game of Thrones world, he would have been toast if there wasn't no dragons. They
Yeah,
had to
that's
summon the
king.
dragons to deal with one weak apostle.
And you know what the sick thing
King
is?
wishes he was even the Snake King. For God's sakes, let alone fucking Griffith / Femto.
And you know
Fuck
what's
Griffith,
twisted?
man. I never liked them again ever since the eclipse.
Same here, man. Same here.
Also, after I watched the whole eclipse scene, I was like, in horror. Like, I hope Guts deals with him, dude.
Yeah,
But
there's no liking Griffin after that.
Nope.
Like,
No,
all right,
there is not. And people want to say Griffith did nothing. Griffith
bull
did
crap.
Oh shit!
No, it's like after that, after he rapes Casca, it's like no, fucker's gotta die.
Yeah, for no reason too, because he just did it just because to put it in his rub it in his face for Guts. That was messed up, man.
Oh yeah, all Guts did was just leave the Band of the Hawks to find his
own path
for his soul, and what happened? He went and raped the princess, got caught doing it, and basically got tortured by the king's torture to the point where he becomes almost unrecognizable. Well, yeah, that was his own fault.
Yep.
And
he let his friends die so he can get power. That's the other main thing.
I honestly feel more sorry for the slug count, because it's like, I mean, yeah, it's like you see him cannibalizing and eating people, and it's like, ugh, like Guts, when are you gonna kill him? But then you get the full context over it, and the fact that the man comes back from war, and he finds his 10 out of 10 wife in an orgy with other women on frickin' Baphomet, and he snaps, and it's like,
we'd like to call it a satanic orgy.
Yeah,
ugh.
And it's like, yeah, and the man, oh, sorry, Mom. And so, he comes back from war and all that, and he sees that, and like, you know what? I'd snap too.
Yeah.
Same here, man. I mean,
these hoes ain't loyal.
I'm not married, but if I had a 10 out of 10 wife and she was going down on big man Tyrone and all his gang members, I'd pop a cap in her ass as fast as you could.
And you could throw them. Minus the cap.
Holy fuck.
Minus the cannibalism.
Oh, there will be cannibalism at some point. Because fuck that beta crap. I'm going fucking mad psychopath.
Yeah.
Of course, I feel sorry for Guts the most, because it's like he's a walking disaster wherever he goes because of the brand.
Guts and how much his life sucks, and yet still became a total Chad in spite of it all.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, basically, unfortunately, due to the creator's passing, like, he would have like made a plot moment that he gets rid of the brand before he fights Griffith for the final showdown. But it is what it is, man. It's going, unless he leaves some notes for his assistants, I bet it's going to be like Gerwin Saga, one of the other stories that influenced Berserk.
Or
the guy with the whole cheetah head, leopard or cheetah head.
Oh yeah, I heard that was also the inspiration for King and Tekken.
Yes, exactly. Incomplete because the author died as well.
Yeah,
unless they do.
Yeah, it's basically Kenny Shikawa leaving Getarobo arc unfinished all over again.
Yeah.
Good grief.
I had read that he did have the ending outlined out and what he wanted to do, and that he had other artists learning under him. So it is possible that the company that owns Berserk and the mangakas that were working with Miura could basically do what they did with Bryan Sanderson did with Wheel of Time, where Robert Jordan had written copious notes and outlines for what he wanted to finish, just in case, the worst happened. And Sanderson did his best. Yeah, Sanderson did his best to ultimately finish the story with the last 3 books.
Yeah.
So I'd like to hope that they'll do that. They'll do what they can to abide by Miura's wishes as they hopefully finish it.
Yeah.
But at the same
please,
time,
for the love of God, do not season 8 Game of Thrones this shit. For the love of God.
Exactly. Like Game of Thrones season 8 killed Game of Thrones. To be in fact, like basically it left
Game
it
of
on
Thrones
like a
was dead on arrival from day one.
yeah. And hear what JT Vega said. Guts in the manga, he was always fighting some type of evil. Everywhere, from skeletons to like jerk ass human beings, always fighting to the point is, I don't want to be a badass anymore. I want to be in peace.
The man's just
tired, worn out, wants to take a break.
So
yeah, I definitely feel for Guts. I mean, first of all, like, he was born under a fucking corpse, got adopted to an abusive asshole of a father.
Oh, guys, I got a treat to share, you guys. Want to see? I'll show you. Been a while since I used screen share. Let me just.
And I do not envy the position of whoever person or multiple persons finish it. But if they can do, I mean, I wish them the best of luck.
Enjoying Berserk manga?
Yep, it's due to like the owners of Berserk who own the magazine actually send their manga out to Africa.
Nice.
Officially too.
And people want to say anime is racist and fascist and what the fuck?
Screw that crap, man. It's entertainment. And here's the response. And look at the response. Like, is it thanks to Haku Sensha? Yeah, the people who own the magazine that Kenya can experience Berserk. Like, I was like, dude, it's like I know it's not for the faint of heart, but
of course it's not for the faint of heart, man.
Yeah. Yes.
So at the end of the day, whoever finishes it, I mean, we're still going to be left with the lingering feeling of
don't seem impressed. Yeah.
We wish the man would be able to. We wish the man lived long enough to see his masterpiece finish.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah.
Assuming it does happen, which I hope, but it's going to be one of those. It's not the same without him kind of things. It's bittersweet.
Yeah, I'm just hoping, being whoever's handling Berserk right now, they could actually pull off actually passable by Miura standards artwork and keep true to his writing.
If the only other mangaka I can think of that could possibly, be close would be the guy who does Kingdom and Vinland Saga. Where they're two different people, of course, but you know what I mean. When I saw Vinland Saga, it's like that looks very similar, and then you look at Kingdom, and Kingdom's probably the closest.
Yeah, but it's like Berserk without the demons and whatnot, and it takes place in like Three Kingdoms, China.
Yes, China for that, and of course, Norse Europe for Vinland.
Yeah, which is rare for an anime to adapt from like voice Norse Europe and whatnot. Which is crazy.
Yeah, I've heard many good things about Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
Haven't really checked it out myself, but it is in my backlog.
Recommend it. In fact, the author actually went over there to, brush up on his Viking studies for maximum accuracy. Even Shadiversity, when he did a video on it, he was impressed. Like, holy shit, they're actually wearing Gamberson armor and all the other stuff that they wore. Okay, I'm impressed. That's pretty much my.
I remember when Vinland Saga was not in the U.S. And I was like, what? This is like the best thing since sliced bread, dude. Like, it's insane. Like basically, it's like it's like historical accuracy with good writing and whatnot, and yet you get, yeah, I don't know what to say, dude, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what JT Vega said, he took a long break from the manga. Yeah, he did took a long break and did some other work, but he still he had high blood pressure he couldn't dealt with, so
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what? It's another really good mangaka that really needs to get back to his work and can have it be finished. Yoshiki Takaya of Guyver fame.
Guyver, oh my god, that guy, don't know what he is. I thought he's dead. And they didn't tell anyone.
Hopefully he's not, but if he is, good grief.
Guyver. I heard of that.
I know of that one. Armor Guyver.
Yeah, it's the one that looks like basically rated R Ultraman.
Or Kamen Rider. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much.
The sequel's better for the live action film. One of the rare good live action anime films.
Yeah, Brandon Tenold reviewed both of them.
Mr. Anime, what's good?
Oh, Mr. Anime, what the hell's up, man?
Because basically he's like, I heard Mr. Anime's like traveling right now, so he couldn't get good internet.
Yeah, he's going to Texas, go to all them cons because Texas opened up.
He's going to all the cons. Good luck with him, man. I hope you be well, dude. Have fun. And yes, Guyver was a good one.
Oh, a very good one, man.
Yeah.
And it's one of the best manga / anime I've ever seen that should have had an epic finale, or where Guyver basically pushes an arc and fell shit.
Wait, Guyver never finished?
Nope.
Ah. Yeah, that is why I was hesitant to get into, some of these big ones, franchises in the first place, because it's like you start it, but there's no ending, and you kind of are left thinking, what was the point of that then?
Yep. Yeah, I'll tell you the story how I got into Berserk now. Wait a minute. I already told you this, but I'll give you a more detailed description. I was at YouTube one day and I was looking for an anime to watch because I was bored. So I looked up on Berserk and I came across the scenes I just showed my guests in the private chat, and I was blown away and I was hooked to it. As well as the manga, I rented the whole stack of manga, including Berserk. I read like Hunter x Hunter, Berserk, Ed in Its Endless World, Battle Angel Alita, Last Order. So many anime, so many manga I binged read to that place, and that's how I got into like Berserk deeply. Yes, and also, yeah. Let's same with you guys, how I got into Berserk through the 1997 anime. Yes, the opening and the ending themes were great, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah,
they're ironically the best. They're ironically the best opening to any anime I've ever seen.
The English one.
Put your glasses on. Nothing will be wrong.
There's no fame. There's no fame. It's up to you. We're waiting so long. I'm waiting. And that is just sad, man. Like Guts theme and the ending theme, waiting. Oh boy, you should put waiting in someone's video. Like you're going to be waiting forever because it's not going to. It's over. Author existence failure.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yep. But let me see. Like I tried answering some people on the whole before the podcast began, that one of my followers on Twitter wanted to bring Bob Samurai over, but I'm kind of like afraid because I'm a nobody, and I did not want to bug him. Like, hey, I want to join this podcast episode last minute and whatnot. You know how some people get when you ask them for like last minute stuff and they get annoyed. Yeah, I just want to leave the guy alone. No offense, if he wants to join, that is wonderful.
Yeah, Bob Samurai's all right.
Yeah.
He's one of those rare occurrences where an Anituber is actually not a disingenuous schmuck like, say, Chibi Reviews or For Neverworld or, God help you, Professor Otaku.
Screw those guys, man, the grifters. Like,
I'm right.
I posted a Berserk video by I'm not sure if you follow him, but Almighty Lowly. He did a Berserk video like way back. I just posted it. Well, technically twice because I didn't separate the link from the text. But recommend reading that, watching that when y'all get a chance. Thank you.
And I said this in my video that Berserk is like when I heard the news that he died, I felt shock, like sadness, like I lost a good comrade or an associate I was cool with. I haven't met the guy, and I don't speak Japanese nor I'm Japanese, but he was like but we connected due to Berserk. I was the audience and he was the storyteller. With a different background, different nationality, but we stood. But I was experienced through his stories, like Berserk. That's how I felt really sad, and I referenced it in a video of mine, and I was like heartbroken, man.
Yeah, like I know the phrase "never meet your heroes" exists for a reason for many cases, but in the case of this, like Miura, you know, I'd ask that guy out to a bowl of ramen and talk.
Dude, if I had actually met Kentaro Miura when I should have, even, I'm not saying I've been to Japan, but if I had went to Japan around this time of the early 2000s or whatnot, I'd be buying him a beer and we'd be going out playing some badass arcades and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says a lot to an artist's creativity when what he puts out speaks to people to varying levels.
Yeah.
That they're like, you know, like you almost know them on a personal level because of the passion they put in.
Yeah, to his readers. Like even people who are Japanese and that live in Japan feel sad because his story Berserk impacted so many people and gave them memories.
Like, have you seen the video of those Final Fantasy XIV players where they all impromptu? They had all the players that were basically playing the Black Swordsman class with the great swords. They lined up in a candlelight visual.
Dude, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to play Final Fantasy XIV, so I could get in touch with my inner Guts.
Yeah.
Basically, Guts is a Final Fantasy character. They're by shonen thingamabob.
Hell, you can pretty much make a Berserk-looking character in Monster Hunter with like some of the armors with certain great swords and certain armor sets. And there's even...
Dude, there's a reason why I love going great sword in Monster Hunter, because Guts, man.
And there's even a pose. It's not in the base game. You have to buy it, but there's a pose for World where the character is like crunched down with the arm over the sword, over the shoulder, and it looks very similar to the iconic pose with Guts in the Berserk armor where he has the sword hunched over his back. And I believe they used the pose as well when they were marketing the Artorias DLC for Dark Souls.
Oh, dude, Artorias, dude, Artorias' armor set is basically the best part of the Dark Souls. I mean, especially when you face down Artorias himself. I mean, he's basically guts in all but name.
Yep. Yeah, even the Castlevania series in season 4, you see all berserk references everywhere. From like its violence and gore to like hidden Easter eggs to like Striga's armor that protects her from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
That was based on the whole Berserker
And
armor.
Castlevania came out quite a ways before Berserk.
Yeah,
That's
even the later
fun.
entries probably were influenced by Berserk as well. Even the Tales series was influenced by Berserk with the character Judas of Tales of Destiny 2. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yup.
The Tales of series inspired by Berserk?
Yup.
God damn.
If it's Japanese, there's probably a Berserk reference somewhere at this point.
Yeah.
Almost as much Berserk references as there are JoJo references.
Yeah.
Now I definitely want to play me some Tales of Vesperia because Yuri is kind of the closest thing to a Bite Shonen Guts as I could think of.
I have Berseria and Exilia 1. I want to get Exilia 2 and the other ones, although I'm hoping they like what's happened with some of the Atelier games, they get like re-releases on the newer stuff, preferably on the X-Bone and Series X, since I do not trust Sony these days.
Me neither.
Yeah, fuck Sony.
I don't
It's
even
all about
play
the
Sony anymore, dude.
Yeah, it's all about the RetroArch, man.
RetroArch, exactly. I'm mostly hanging out on my Raspberry Pi 8 gigabytes.
I'm
I still play my PlayStation 4 as long as I can, and as long as I'm able to. But for the most part, it's RetroArch or get the fuck out.
I'm at this point tempted to get every third-party game that I have on me for either the Switch or the Xbox version for when I do get that console in the future, because it's just, no. I don't care if I have to restart and redo everything on Monster Hunter World. I'd like to have everything on a functioning console where I'm not fearful of it breaking down.
Yup, like that'll be another time with like we're not into like modern stuff anymore, and whatnot. But basically, people in the chat. I got a favor to ask you. Please list your stories on how you got into Berserk, because we cannot wait to point them out and share in this episode. Because basically, you, the chat, are also involved as well, and I just want you guys to have a voice on how you got into Berserk and how it impacted your life. And I cannot wait to see your comments and whatnot. So, go ahead.
Oh yeah,
dude. We shared our stories and whatnot, and I cannot wait to see yours.
Yeah, I especially want to hear Muster Anime's story of how he got into Berserk, if he actually read Berserk.
Yep.
Also, yes, Mr. Anime, fuck Mother's Basement, but for the love of God, use a rubber, for God's sake. You don't know where the fuck he's been.
A rubber, man. A rubber. Oh, that's kind of cool. JT Vega said, I watch it on Fansub. People told me about on Yahoo Chat back in the day when Yahoo Chat was a thing in the anime chat room.
Man, Fansub should be a thing again. I swear to
Especially
God.
with the obscure stuff but publishers don't want to publish, even though there's a niche.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to see Fang of the Sun Dogram stateside for a long while ago.
Yeah.
But that ain't ever gonna happen because fucking publishers are fucking shithole fuckholes.
I'm I'm like split down the middle with fan subs because on one hand it's like, yeah, you have these idiots in the localizer business who basically don't give a damn and just make shit up to insert their own personal shit into the anime. But on the other hand, I've had cases where, you know, stuff gets lost in translation because they only know what so much to work with. And it's like I had that experience with the first season of Attack on Titan, where instead of the Titans being called Titans, I keep hearing words like Ereten plastered on the subs.
Oh yeah.
And
Similar
I'm like,
thing happened to me with Gundam Seed. Can't believe I
Yeah.
actually watched Gundam Seed. Even in fan sub where they called Kira Jira.
yeah. So I have to like,
Good God, people.
I have to like force myself to read it as Titan, just to be able to try and have it be coherent, because it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Excuse me. Just scratching. So
Did I mention Gundam Seed sucks?
yeah, big time. Gundam Seed is like mediocre, but Destiny is worse.
I binged watched
Cool looking mobile suits, but come on, man, the plot sucks.
not
Tell me about it. I mean, this was definitely not Kunio Kawara's high watermark when it comes to mecha designs. I mean, the mech designs in Gundam Seed were cool, especially the Astrays, but
not only that, but a lot of lost potential. It's like, okay, you opened it up with hints of alien life. That's interesting.
And they didn't bring it back.
They didn't do anything
yeah,
with
they
it.
never brought it back because Argle Flargle Blargle.
It's like you hint at an interesting premise and you don't even do anything with it.
Okay. Oh, so here, sorry about interruption, but GTA Driver 1, what's up, my dude? Never watched or read it myself, but I did watch a vid by the Mighty Lowly. Oh yeah, that one video you showed me in the private chat on its anime adaptations, and it seems interesting, so I can respect Kentaro Miura on his impact.
And the alien premise didn't really come back until Gundam 00, which admittedly the movie
Gundam 00 is way better. It's basically Gundam Seed on opposite day and a much better version of Wing.
Yep.
A way better version of Wing. And I know the movie is not well liked because it didn't really deliver where it counted, but I respect them for at least trying.
I thought the 00 movie was actually pretty damn good, all things considered. But
yeah. I do respect it for trying to do something different, even if it was trying too hard to be Ender's Game, which is a complaint I've heard.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it did seem like it was going to be a rip-off of Ender's Game, but at the same time, if you're going to rip off something, why not rip off a great sci-fi classic like Ender's Game?
So I hope they try again, because it does get tiring seeing the same humans versus colonists shit over and over again.
Exactly, dude.
And even though I love Build Fighters, let's be honest, Build Fighters is basically Yu-Gi-Oh with model kits. It's not that original outside of the
Dude,
setting.
Here's a good point of the Build Fighter series. The characters die. You put your spear. It's like you made a bet. And each bet, like you bet your life. And you put your soul into the model kit. Yes, I'm being edgelord here, but it can be done. So it can have actual stakes like a Gundam series. Like you break someone's model kit, a character dies.
Be out of this world. It would be pretty out of this world, all right.
Yeah, like Custom Robo on its darkest days.
But
dude, and that's coming from a guy like myself who actually likes Gundam Build Fighters as is.
Yeah.
I have not watched Build Drivers yet, but I'll get to that eventually. But yeah, I basically binge watched a lot of UC Gundam stuff, and then made my way
Dude,
through.
you see Gundam Master Race for life.
Same
And then I
here.
made my way through a lot of the alternate stuff, with Wing, which I thought was okay, overrated, honestly. Gundam X is probably
It was all right. Not terrible, but not spectacular.
G Gundam was fun, even if it's aged pretty poorly. But a Gundam X, I would say, is my personal favorite of the alternate
Oh,
universe
same here,
ones.
dude. Gundam X is pretty much my favorite alternate universe Gundam. Same with Gundam 00.
X and Double O. Turn A, I liked for what it was, although
Oh, Turn A is amazing, and yes, I actually consider Turn A to be the sequel to the entire Universal Century timeline.
in a weird way, it kind of is. Although I kind of prefer to keep it as its own thing at the same time, give or take.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, because there's just a lot of visual differences.
Yeah. So sorry to keep this short, people. Like I said before, because I have to get to work tomorrow.
Oh, no
And
problem.
any last
Yeah,
words
no
before we
problem.
shut
No
down the
problem,
chat,
amigo.
shut down the episode of the podcast? Because I had a blast. Like basically, I want to keep this short because it's a Kentaro Miura Berserk episode, and 2, I have work tomorrow, so I don't oversleep. So what are your last thoughts, Mad Matt? You're first, dude. Nope.
Just no majorly huge thoughts. Just be excellent to each other and party the fuck on, dudes. Oh, and rest in motherfucking power, Kentaro Miura. God motherfucking speed.
Me, I'll be trying to continue reading Berserk as soon as I get chance, and I hope somehow, some way, his story will eventually, be concluded, so that we all see what he wanted for us to see.
Yeah.
But all the same, Miura-san, rest in peace, man. Sorry you had to leave us.
Yeah, David B. Rockin. This is. He haven't watched or read Berserk, but some clip on Watch Mojo, and I could say, wow, this series has some epic fight and gore scenes.
That's
Also,
putting it
yeah,
mildly.
Berserk and Game of Thrones. Berserk will stomp Game of Thrones like a cockroach.
Dude, I'm pretty sure Twilight could stomp Game of Thrones like a cockroach. Yeah, bitch, I fucking went there. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay.
Yep. So people, if you have, please don't forget to share the episode or make a comment in the comment box below the video of the rerun or the archive of this podcast. And because I appreciate it when people share, and this is not for clout, people. This is my personal opinion.
None of what we do is ever for clout. I find clout very, very overrated.
Yup. You just get a 1 like and share, and that's it. People get dopamine and whatnot. No. I want real fandom, like fan interaction, what I see here today. Look here.
Yeah,
Even though we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 people interacting, I still had a great time. Like basically, instead of being all grief and sadness, we're celebrating his achievements. And all I have to say, people, is rest in peace, Kentaro Miura-san. And don't know about Guts and his friends, but I agree there's some light on beyond the tunnel that he planned and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, Berserk is basically a tale of hope, not of despair. I mean, that's basically the legacy Miura wanted to leave behind.
Yeah. He'll probably be really happy seeing all the people around the world, especially English speakers. He'll be surprised that if he was alive, that he saw all those people around the world loving Berserk, talking about Berserk. This is how legacies are born, people. is not by money, hoarding money, or getting power and fame. This is beyond the grave. It's having a legacy and having your series been talked at the end of time, even after your death.
Even after even the whole human race is croaked.
Yup.
You give us a good modern mythology with characters and stories that we can all gravitate to, and it just speaks for itself. It's timeless.
Yeah. Again, even after humanity bites the dust, near style.
Or we've gone onto a colony somewhere and Earth is left to its devices.
And
Either
we
way
forgot
works.
about Earth. But Berserk will be found out by alien scientists. If they manage to find like a PDF file of the manga, if they manage to find like a digital version that managed to survive all that wear, tear, and dust, and they're probably like discovering what is the story of Berserk, and they'll be amazed of its artwork. They'll think of, in the far-flung future, they'll think of Miura-san as a famous painter.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, even though he's just like
aliens.
manga cutter.
That's kind of how we want aliens to think of us, man. Not as a race of clout chasing dipshits, but as artists.
Yeah.
Artists, philosophers, all that good stuff, man.
Yeah. Yeah. But this brings me like happiness, interacting with other fans of Berserk, seeing all comments on Twitter, rest in peace, bro. Hope, like, giving his when you know what that's saying when people pass away and you want to say their condolences. Yeah, their condolences of him and how his series impacted people's lives worldwide.
Dude, I've been pressing all the F's to pay my respects to a badass like Miura, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen a fandom that unified in a long time.
That's exactly a true legacy. Seeing all the fans from different backgrounds coming together to celebrate Berserk.
Even those who are not very huge fans are like, press F to pay respects.
Respect, man. That is a legacy I want to die on. This is like I don't need the money or the fame. I need the legacy.
Yeah, money and fame is just overrated shit.
Yep.
I mean, that's the short term. The legacy is the long game.
Long term, the real thing. You have a legacy that lasted in this life. People will remember you.
Yeah,
remember your foothold on the planet.
We respected guys. We respected guys like George Lucas and whatnot.
Yeah.
And in a way, we still do.
Yeah.
Hell, considering how shit done the Star Wars prequels have been.
Sequels.
Sequels, I mean. God damn it.
I don't even refer to them as sequels. I call them reboots. Because that's what they really are.
Or really shittily done fan fiction.
Yep.
Even fanfic videos on the Force.net have better quality.
Yep.
Which is saying something.
There.
So, yeah, I got nothing else really.
Same here, bro. I ran out of things to say, but like, congrats to Dave Filoni on the promotion. What?
Hello,
Dave Filoni. What? I don't. Oh,
he got some kind of creative director position of some kind, I think.
When was this? Like 2 days ago? Because I never heard of it. Never heard of this.
I don't really care. He was
Same
Disney
here.
Wars before Disney Wars, so I don't care.
Yeah, to me, like, anyway, back on topic, that Berserk had a legacy now. And let's not them ruin it. All the fans are coming together from different backgrounds. And that is what I want to see. It makes me happy. Despite being all dark and gritty, at least it brought people together.
Yeah,
Yep.
It just goes to show you there is always hope at the end of the tunnel, even at the end of all things.
Exactly. And imagine one day that manga artists are able to actually realize they had their impact that's inside as well as outside of Japan. Because most of the time mangaka don't realize how impacting they made with their series to like years down the line.
This is also a discussion I think is good for another,
Exactly.
episode
That would
down
be a
the
great
line.
video.
But I do, I'm the Japanese work culture is a little more
Dangerous.
complicated
Yeah.
than I originally assumed. Like they do have
Yeah.
in some ways they do have more benefits to their work hours than we do, like more vacation time. But
Yeah.
as far as the manga and anime scene is concerned,
Ugh.
I
Yeah.
specifically
I
that
say,
I hope that this becomes a warning to them. It's like, I mean, I get it. It's a business. You want to have the product out on time. I understand, but you can't have these dudes sitting over a chair all day, drawing till their heart gives out or tears up to pieces, like what happened to Miura. He had like a tear in his artery or whatever it was.
Yeah.
yeah.
And yeesh.
Yeah, give anime creators more give anime animators more benefits and it's a
I would
retirement pension.
Yeah.
the best benefit I would say would be to balance out their workload with their health.
Yeah,
So
with
they're
their
not
health,
working to
have less
death.
work, have less anime coming out, and have like 1, 2, 3 series in a year, like
And
26
yeah.
episodes. I
And-
missed that time.
Please, for the love of God, less cookie cutter crap like Darling in the Franxx or Eromanga Sensei, and more Battle Angel Alita and Dragon's Heaven and hope.
I mean, I get it. I mean, Miura was a perfectionist to the point where it did kind of, it's like even his editor would come and tell him, like, dude, you've been on this one pixel for so long, move on already.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like let them have a timetable where they can balance their work and their health.
Yeah.
Bingo.
What Smasso said, Berserk joins the rank of Cyborg 09, Phoenix, Get a Robo Arc, and Barefoot again as mangas that will never be done. But they will be remembered. They will be remembered to the end of time.
And
Unlike those
there's
examples,
Silver Lining with
Berserk has
Silver
a
Lining-
legacy that's outside of Japan and as well as inside of Japan.
Yep.
And there's a silver lining to Get a Robo Arc. It's getting an anime adaptation that'll hopefully complete this.
Yeah, conclude it and reboot Get a Robo.
I would have preferred had they done the other arcs before that one, but
How it's made for the fans.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
I would like to actually own the original copy of the original Get a Robo manga.
I'd read it.
Yeah. Especially Shin Get a Robo.
Yeah, new Get a Robo, separate, which is of course one of the separate alternate shows. That was a pretty good one. I liked it.
Oh, the one by Toei in the 90s?
Early
That would be
2000.
in the 2000s.
Oh, the one that's on Digital Tech
Get a Robo
license.
Armageddon.
Yeah, and they're fighting Oni. They're not fighting They're not fighting the dinosaur aliens or anything.
That's kind of cool. I like that one.
Yeah, although my favorite Getter adaptation is Get a Robo Armageddon, where basically the Getter team's basically fighting in creatures that resemble
Lovecraft?
pretty much.
Yeah.
or Shin versus Neo. I liked that one a lot.
Same here, dude.
Yeah, Shin versus Neo is really cool, especially Texas Mac and his broken ass English.
Yeah.
Texas Mac. Ugh. I can't help but love that.
Yeah. A walking stereotype.
but it's the enjoyable kind of stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loves guns, is a cowboy, and whatnot. Yup. Like a Texan, man.
Like,
Yeah.
this is
Professor Otaku, take notes. You could learn something from this. Oh wait, you won't. Because you're that much a pompous, narcissistic piece of crap. Ay, ay, ay.
well, G Gundam basically took that and went up to 11 with it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
well,
Yeah. He meant New Getter, not Getter Robo Go. The anime was made at the same time as the Go manga. The anime is basically sort of a kind of a reboot of the Toei Getter. The one with the Onis, right? Or the one that's like Getter Robo Go with the blue Getter.
Yeah. I also gotta mention Getter Robo Devolution with a really badass Getter designed by Eiichi Shimizu. And my god, Getter Robo has never looked this much more badass and frightening than it did.
Getter Robo it should have been really popular in the US, like Mazinger. Because Americans love violence.
Man. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, mecha shows of that type, even both from there to Gundam,
Yeah.
it's frankly surprising how down the rabbit hole they actually do go.
Yep.
Yeah, not to mention Getter Robo's storytelling. Incredibly bet on the pretty much on a 15.0 on a 10.0 bat shit crazy epic scale.
That influenced Gurren Lagann, basically. Without Getter, we wouldn't have gotten Gurren Lagann.
Also,
I'm not really that huge a fan of Gurren Lagann, but I do respect it.
Yes.
yeah, I really liked Gurren, and also as a side note, outside of the intense, violent mecha action, I unironically like the English dub for the Professor, since it's the same guy who did Heihachi Mishima in the Tekken movie.
Oh yeah, Professor Saltame, dude.
That
Same
might be
actor.
insane.
Also voiced by Heihachi, in the Tekken anime movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the anime movie is not good, but it's like hilarious to watch simply for the bad acting.
Mhm.
But when I heard the voice coming from Satome, I was like, wait a minute, that's Heihachi, except it's actually good. Well, as good as you could get, I suppose.
Yeah.
Smaxo, Gunbuster is basically Hideaki Anno's watershed in anime. I mean, I respect Neon Genesis Evangelion, but there's no doubt in my mind Gunbuster is his best anime.
Gunbuster's on my list.
I got Gunbuster on DVD, the movie edition, though. Not the OVAs, the movie. The condensed
I got
movie
the
version.
OVAs, man. Way back then, dude.
Lucky dude.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why that's my one moment of clout, and that's about it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll close this stream. Yup, I need to watch Gunbuster now. And anyways, this is I need to shut down the stream because it's getting kind of late. Because I want to get ready to go to bed now, and I want to keep this under an hour. But that's all to say for now. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and thanks for coming. Sayonara.
See you, Omega.
Later,
See you,
bitches.
Matt.